Oh, I hope they don't
Hello.
have high hopes.
Oh no, where did the oh come on. Come on. What are you
Oh
doing?
no.
Ah, come on. Yes. Show the foundry. Come on. There we go. There we go. Hello, chat room. To welcome to Baldur's Gate. Evening, Emmy. Um So, trying something a bit different on the stream. Every other Thursday, we're going to be playing a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons, and because I haven't ever DM'd before, we're going to start with Candlekeep, which is a published set of adventures. Um, so hopefully, so that means I don't have to make too much stuff up. I've left River on the screen for you, but you won't be seeing any of the rest of our faces, unfortunately. But you will be able to see the Foundry virtual tabletop. Spider Cat is fine. She's fine. She fell off the window after the thing, and she landed there where you can see her, and she's now pretending she is dead because she fell off the windowsill. So there you go. That's she's fine. Um, so yeah, here we are in Baldur's Gate. We're in this part of Baldur's Gate up here. We're in the upper city. We find ourselves in a little inn called the Three Old Kegs. Uh, the Three Old Kegs is a sort of middle of the road. It's quite a tame inn. Some of the inns in Baldur's Gate can be a bit bawdy, a bit exciting. This isn't an exciting inn. This is the sort of inn you come to if you want to do a bit of reading, have a bit of a nap, or play low stakes gambling games. So as we zone into this inn, it's sort of pleasantly full on this evening. We see as we're zoning in at the bar a little gnome who is attempting to engage the barkeep in conversation. Robbie, what's your character's name? What do they look like?
So you see a 2.5 foot tall female gnome with long purple hair with one eye covered with a fringe. And the name is Fizz. Fizzleton Glowsparkle of the Glowsparkle tribe.
Oh, marvelous. So the barkeep comes over. He's he's just cleaning a tankard out with a rag. What can I get you there, my love?
I was wondering if you could help me with finding some directions for me, please. I seem to have got myself a bit lost in this big city.
Oh, yeah, probably. Where are you trying to get to?
Have you ever heard of a place called Candlekeep?
Oh, oh, you mean the library?
Oh yes, that's the thing. You see the gnome holding a tome that's almost as big as them.
Oh,
Uh,
ooh,
I'm here to drop this thing off. Uh,
oh,
they're apparently looking for new things for their library. I've got a copy of the Encyclopedia Nomatica.
oh. Well, I don't know anything about books. I do know a bit about adventuring. The library is south of here, but I think it's quite a long way.
Oh no.
I think it's like 3 or 4 days. Um I think it's down the coast way.
Oh no. Well, with my little legs, that'll take weeks.
Yeah. Can I get you a pint whilst you're here? Maybe?
Sure, but a gnome size, please.
Gnome sized. Okay. He pulls out a sort of a very very small tankard, and maybe like a little baby tankard, and passes that over the top to you.
Oh,
Uh,
could you push that a little bit forward? I can't quite reach.
yeah, absolutely. He laughs good naturedly and pushes it across the bar
Thank you.
to you. Um, as as you're having this conversation, I think there are some other people in this bar that might have be interested in helping out. Um, I think as we pull back a bit, we see we see a half elf and a dwarf sitting at a table. Do you want to
Hey.
introduce yourselves?
Yeah, you see a dwarf in leather armor with a big shield next to them and a warhammer on the back. And they're talking to the author. So, the book. Do you have any ideas for books?
So the half elf is young, tall, built like a brick outhouse for an elf. Um, Floppy ginger fringe going on, um, leaning on his two-handed hammer mace thingy weapon. Oh well, I have found this one book. Um, yeah, I don't know where it came from. I just kind of it was just there on the side one day. Um, Tell me, Sasha, do you know about books more than me? What do you think of this? And he slides across the table to the dwarf. Um, a book entitled "The Flight of Dragons."
Where exactly did you get it, Betty? Was it at someone else's side before it found its way to yours? Maybe?
I, I let's just tell me what you think of the book. Do you think it's like interesting?
I pick it up and open it, or look at it. I don't know. It's a book. Have you read it?
I started to, but then it all got a bit complicated talking about limestone and Thor's thimbles, and it's just a bit much for me, really.
Did it have big long words you didn't understand?
Oh, you always take that tone with me when it comes to reading. We're not all gifted with words, you know. Some of
No.
us are gifted with looks, and he flourishes.
Yeah, looks and laziness. Sure. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they don't have it at the library. Well, depends who you nicked it from, but yeah, sure.
I imagine at some point, perhaps Fizz is going to overhear this discussion about library.
Mind if I ask you a couple of questions about that book? Very here, like very, very focused on how it looks and how big it is compared to myself.
Did somebody say something?
Oh yeah, down here, down here. Hi,
Oh, hello.
I can.
I'm Vediketh. Who are
Oh,
you?
hi. My name's Fizz, and I like to read.
Oh, talk
So,
to Sasha, my sister.
hi, Sasha.
Hi. I also like to read. I have no idea about his book, but I will talk books any day.
Uh, See, I'm going to be trying to travel to a place called Candlekeep to give my book to them. Would you be interested in looking at it?
Yeah, we're hoping to get out too. What's your
Oh,
book? Tell me about your book.
my book is all about gnomes. It's called the Encyclopedia Nomatica.
It's a great name. I love that.
I pass over this book that appears big to me, but as soon as anyone else touches it, it's very, very tiny. It's got gnome magic.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Can I open it and read it?
Yeah, of course you can.
Oh, great. Uh, yep, so I open it and start reading it.
Everything you want to know about gnomes is in there.
It's a long name for a little book, says Vediketh as he gets up and walks over to the bar to get a drink. There's far too much learning going on here.
Could you take back my glass for me, please?
Okay. And he picks it up and it's very tiny.
Thank you.
I imagine this talk of gnome books might have attracted the attention of another gnome that is sitting about in the bar. EJ, what are you up to? What's your character look like?
Uh, uh, Juniper is sitting in the corner. She's got her back to the wall because she likes to see what's going on, while sort of peering over the top of another little book. What she hasn't noticed is that she's been so intent on trying to fit in, she's got the book upside down.
Amazing.
And she's mostly sitting there trying to build up the courage to go over and say something because she too has book interests, but the world is a bit bigger and a little bit more scary than she thought it was going to be all on her own. So at the moment, she's got her eye on this group, but she's not quite ready to go over and say anything yet.
Okay. Okay.
Do you want to open up the book and see what it says about me? I say to Sasha.
It has info on all gnomes, or just like you? Are you a fancy gnome?
Oh, just a typical gnome. Just anything about gnomes. Everything about gnomes. You don't even have to know anything about gnomes. You just think a gnome and it comes on the page.
So, do you see the other gnome?
Oh, the one with the book upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see them.
So if I think that gnome and I open it, will it tell me something about them?
Might do. Might tell you their name. You can have a go.
Okay, I'll try it. I'll try not to stare too much, but I mostly stare too much. And then close my eyes, concentrate, and open the book.
What does the book say?
So on the page in the book is a very beautiful illustrated drawing of Juniper. And it says Juniper in beautiful scrawling text across the top. And underneath it says, "Be nice, she's very nervous."
Oh, what a lovely portrait. Can you read the name? I can't quite see from down here.
Juniper, but we should be careful.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But Juniper's a lovely name.
Yeah, it is. Sounds great.
I am blushing behind the book that I've turned the right way up.
Sasha waves.
I peer over the top of the book and give a little wave back. And I'm oh dear. Okay, you can do this. You're a big brave bear. You're a big brave bear. Go on. So I down my very small beer, and I wander over and I'm like, hi, hello. Guess you know I'm Juniper. Hello.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hello. Your book's a bit scary.
Oh, it's not scary. It's just inquisitive. I ask Sasha to pass me the book.
Yeah, I give it back.
I open the book and I turn it towards Juniper and I say my name, Fizzleton Glowsparkle. And a picture of me appears on the book, or in the page on the book. See? It's not that scary.
What does the book tell me about Fizzleton?
Oh, let me just read this bit rather than just tell you myself. It's much more interesting. So I'm from the Glow Sparkle tribe deep in the woods, and it's my coming of age mission to bring back something fancy and enlightening to the tribe.
Oh, so we're basically sort of doing the same sort of thing right now.
Well, we are gnomes. It's probably our inquisitive nature.
It's true. But then sometimes being inquisitive gets you into trouble, doesn't it?
It does, but I like to think of it as part of the storytelling and adventures that I'm going to tell people later.
At the mention of trouble, Vedikath comes back to the table with lots of beers of various sizes.
No, guess
Didn't
that weak one
really
is
know what you all
mine.
wanted, so here we go. And he splashes them down.
Oh, hello.
The barkeep just sort of raises an eyebrow from the bar.
So, how are you planning to get to the library? Sounds like a long way away. It's much further than I thought it was.
I was kind of hoping that I was going to find someone to help me get there.
Well, I mean, from what I've heard from talking, like a bar is generally a place to find people. It sort of sounds like we're all trying to do the same sort of thing.
Well, that's good. But do any of you know the way?
Oh, I was going to ask the barkeep.
I tried that.
Oh,
Well, we don't know the way either. But maybe, and I'll raise my voice, maybe there is someone in this establishment who would be able to help us get to Candlekeep.
And that sounds like the cue for our final adventurer.
At the bar is a 6-foot, shaggy red-haired human. Puts down his drink, turns to look at the group. Leather armor, big beard to match the hair. Looks you up and down, which doesn't take long in the case of a couple of you. Takes a sigh and steps over. It's a guide you're looking for, then. I may know the way.
Oh, fantastic. Would you be really willing to help us get there?
I've done it a few times for people. It's not a safe trip, but as long as you can look after yourselves.
Well, I've made it this far.
I have a warhammer. Now pick up my warhammer and show it. We're good.
I hope bad weather is scared of your warhammer.
Oh.
Oh, it's not going to rain, is it? Takes me ages to do my hair.
Don't mind him.
He just shakes his head slightly. I think I may have my work cut out of me with this group, but I need to get there anyway with some stuff, so we're going the same direction.
Oh, are you trying to get inside the keep too?
Not inside the keep as such. I have some stuff a friend of mine needs. So our paths are leading us in the same direction, so to speak.
Seems like it, but what is it in your bag that you're taking with you?
Let's just say they need supplies that aren't always knowledge-based.
Oh, that sounds a bit boring.
Oh,
Not
you can't eat
everything.
books, can you?
Exactly.
It's good for your brain.
If you have one.
Oh,
Bedeker takes that incredibly personally and glances out of the pub.
There were quite a lot of drinks on the table, weren't there?
Yes.
Just
Yes.
reach down and just grab the biggest one. I think I'm going to need this.
I'd like to point out it's quite hard to flounce in chainmail. It requires skill.
it's a bit noisy.
Do you pop your head back into the pub to point that out, Medica?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just so everyone's aware.
You do a big flounce out, and then you're like, just so you're aware, that was a big
That was
talent.
effort.
That was a big
Yeah.
talent. Yeah.
Does he do that? Does he do that a lot?
What? Complete nonsense? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, the flouncing and the hair tossing and the humping.
Yeah, he's just so pretty and so full of himself. It's just. Yeah. He will be like that the whole time. I would apologize, but it's not my fault, so.
No. don't apologise for the actions of others, but you spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, we're siblings.
Oh, fascinating.
So
I run my finger down the scar that goes across my eye. It's itching. I hope this isn't a bad sign.
So the journey from Baldur's Gate to Candlekeep takes about 5 days down the coastway. Are you all prepared for adventuring? Do you need to do anything else in Baldur's Gate? You might want to. I don't know. Do you want to stay the night at this inn and start in the morning? What are your plans?
What time of day are we at?
I imagine you'd probably be in the kind of evening because that's when you sort of find people in bars, isn't it? Kind of, yeah. So I imagine it's sort of early evening at the moment.
Does anyone know what the weather's going to be like tomorrow?
Would I have any idea?
I mean, it's the Sword Coast. It's probably raining.
Oh.
Yeah, but is it hot rain, cold rain? It doesn't make any difference to me, but
it's probably just irritating drizzle.
yeah.
Well, if it's going to rain all night, I don't really want to be starting that journey at night.
It'd be safer to travel during daylight anyway.
Should we get another round?
Well, should we not get Flancy McFlown's face back?
Well, at this point, Vediceth has realised that nobody's come with him. Like, he's dramatically flounced out of the pub, expecting everyone to follow, and they haven't.
Would you like another drink?
So he's going to saunter back in like he never flounced. Saunter back in, sit a chair, turn the chair around and sit on it backwards.
Oh.
I'll get you another drink.
And go, I need a drink. If we're staying tonight, I need a drink.
I am quietly reconsidering whether or not I should have spoken to the group.
I wonder if he's got a bottle of the good stuff behind the bar still.
I like to think at this point you turn around and kind of catch the eye of the barkeep who's just sort of pulls a bottle halfway off a shelf and like raises an eyebrow at you, like
just nod.
Spot the old usual. Yeah, okay.
Just give me the bottle.
Yeah, he pours you a generous amount and then slides the glass and the bottle across the bar. I assume you've got a tab. You're here often.
Oh, so. Yes. Another reason he needs to take people because he kind of needs to pay the tab off.
Okay. Will you be staying the evening? Shouts the barkeep across the group.
It's nice and warm in here, so I'd like to.
Yes, please.
We've got rooms.
Oh, I don't take up much room.
Fair enough.
I already stayed in this inn last night because I've been travelling for a while, so I just nod at him and say, "Same room."
Yes, absolutely, miss, absolutely.
You.
So the intricacies of rooms and keys and money exchanges hands. And if you want to get to know each other a bit better, that's cool. Or if you want to fast forward to tomorrow morning, that's also cool.
Before we go to bed, I will, of course, bring up the matter that if this is 5 days' travel, you're going to need somewhere to sleep during those travels. Do you have tents, etc.?
Yeah, I've got my bedroll, and usually I'm quite happy either inside or outside. So usually I can find somewhere to tuck myself away.
I've only got my backpack on me, it seems.
I might be able to cobble something together to give us shelter, I suppose. He will look at the half-elf.
The half-elf will look back.
What about you?
Does this look like it sleeps in the wild? Really?
That is what I was thinking. I'm not going to be able to magic up an inn for you.
Well, I suppose I'll make the use of the most of the hot water tonight, then, eh?
He charges extra for that.
He won't be charging me.
Innkeep's like, I charge extra for hot water.
Benedict leans over his chair, gives him a cheeky wink, and does a finger guns at him.
The innkeep, who is a, grizzled old man who's lived in Baldur's Gate all his life, raises an eyebrow and says, I still charge extra for the hot water.
Does,
I have to get someone to haul it for me.
What if I help you carry the water? Well, would that make it cheaper?
Can you make it hot?
How do you make it hot?
Well, we have to heat it downstairs. Fire's not cheap,
Yeah, sure, I'll manage.
Feel free. If you're gonna do all the work yourself, then that's fine. I'm not bringing you any hot water unless you pay for me. He goes back to cleaning glasses, cleaning tankards.
Veddy, I made it cheaper. Go get your hot water.
I like
I
this
told you
dwarf.
not to call me that in public.
Oh, sorry.
And I do my approximation of the finger gun thing, and I'm like, does that work on people? Do you normally get your way doing that?
More often than not.
Oh, really?
Quick, write it down. Write it down.
Sort of want to know what your book says about him.
Oh, but he's not a gnome.
Oh no, he isn't.
I'm sorry. I haven't got the other editions of that yet.
It has other editions? Does it exist for like dwarves and other?
Oh, there's definitely an Encyclopedia Dwarf Attica.
Oh,
They might have it at the place we're going to.
I should ask about that.
Yeah.
I will do that.
You said that. That book you can like talk to. Well, like you can look at some, or you can mention somebody if they're a gnome,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll do you a little like that's who they are.
Yeah.
Does it sort of give away lots of information about them, or is it just a sort of general overview?
I mean, would you like to try?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm just curious. Like, if you like, if if I hadn't come over and said hello after you had all been so aware of me,
Mm-hmm.
could you have continued to ask the book more about me?
I don't really use it for in-depth stuff. I only get like a bit of a thought and then it quickly moves on. But I guess if you think more intently, it might do. But I mean, you can have a go if you want, and you don't have, you can keep it to yourself.
No.
Is this book GDPR compliant? Is there an opt-out clause?
Yeah, gnome compliant, GDPR.
Yeah. I don't know if your family signed on for that plan.
Gnomish data protection regulations.
Yes, gnomish data protection regulations. Absolutely. How do you opt out? This is what I want to know.
It's fascinating. Where did you get it?
Oh, it's from the very small library we have back in the forest. One of the elders made it.
It is.
And they let you take it.
They might not know that I took it.
If it's not the only copy, they know where you are.
I'm sure if they can think about it, they'd be able to find me. But I didn't really tell anyone where we were going. We just all sort of sent out into the world when we reach a certain age and then expected to come back with something exciting. So I thought I better take something exciting with me.
I
I
mean, that's
suppose that makes
perfectly
sense.
sound gnome logic. If you want to, you're supposed to be finding something exciting. You probably need something exciting with you.
I mean, it's the only reason I know about this Candlekeep place was when I was thinking of a big library and suddenly this came up in it. I wonder if one of the elders had visited previously, so I thought I'd go and have a look myself.
Little book.
Sorry? I didn't quite hear what you said, EJ.
Lots of uses for that little book.
Oh yes, definitely. And it's nice that it's small for this world. It's very easy to hide it. Although back at the village, it's obviously quite a big tome. But here, you saw when our dwarf friend here picked it up. It's not that big.
Well, that's certainly given me pause for thought. On that note, I think I might take my leave and see you all in the morning. And
It's lovely to meet you.
well, indeed, I'm very much looking forward to our adventure. He says, desperately trying to convince herself of that.
What is everybody else doing? Are you drinking a bit longer? Off to bed?
I mean, I'll
I
have
will,
another one if other people want another one.
But again, there's never one to turn down a drink.
Don't you want a nice hot bath?
Later, not right now. There's drinking
Oh,
to be done.
that's fair enough.
Excuse me, barkeep. Can we get
Yes.
another round, please?
Yes, absolutely, sir. Absolutely. And the barkeep, noting that one of your party has gone to bed, pours you an appropriate number of, well, and that another one of your party presumably is still drinking the hard liquor, pours you an appropriate number of beers and comes
I
over.
wouldn't have said no to another beer as well if he's paying.
Oh, fair enough, sir. Fair enough. I'll sort that out. Yeah, that brings over another one.
Just
This
because
will
he's holding the bottle doesn't mean he's drinking a lot of it.
this will be on your tab, sir. He says, looking at Vedeka.
Yes, on my
Excellent.
tab.
Excellent news. Excellent news. We'll be discussing that in the morning, sir.
Hmm. Anyway, so our dear guide, you haven't
Yes.
actually introduced yourself. Who are you?
My name's Galway.
Ah, great. Don't like not knowing people's names when we're going into the adventurous wilds.
I must say, you're all rather trusting. I could be anybody, yet here you are, putting your lives in my hands.
Well, you said you knew the way, so
And I have a warhammer.
They have a
calculated risk
warhammer and they
assessment.
know how to swing it.
Okay.
Yep.
Be thankful it was me that came over first. There are some, not so much in this tavern, but in others, that you may not have arrived. Luckily, this isn't a establishment where such people would hang out.
You mean not everyone's drunk and nice?
Let's just say you chose the right bar.
Absolutely did, says the barkeep from the back.
That was definitely calculated. We definitely knew what we were doing. And I definitely thought that just randomly shouting would actually work. Yep.
That's why I tell everyone to come to this bar. It's the best one in Baldur's Gate. And if I keep telling people that, he might give me a discount.
The barkeep laughs and went, "Yeah, you keep on with that, sir."
Just raise the bottle to him. He's not even bothering with the glass now. He's just taking out the bottle.
Do you spend every night here, Galray?
No, I'm often on the road. but between trips, I come here. It seems to be a common place for people that wish to head to the keep and back.
You make a good living out of taking people there?
No one's ever complained.
Oh, that's good.
Difficult to complain when you're dead, isn't it?
If
Sorry,
anyone
morbid
dies
thoughts to
on the
start.
way, it is not through my actions.
The barkeep
This
says,
so
Gary has an excellent reputation, friends. Excellent reputation. Gary's one of our best customers. Won't hear a word said against him.
Even if he said the bad word.
Well, I guess he can talk about himself as he likes, but no.
Well,
If you travel with
as,
me, you will get there safely.
as
I have
thrilling as
not
this all this
lost
conversation
anyone.
is, Frederick has quite the short attention span. And he remembered something about a hot bath. So, well, friends, I'll see you all in the morning. I'm off
Go,
for a hot bath. Goodbye.
go and
Goodbye.
wash your hair.
oh, he will, don't worry.
It's
That
rather
might take some time.
glorious.
Gives it a L'Oreal swoosh as he walks out.
I will meet you all in the morning. I sleep elsewhere.
Oh, all right. Guess we're all off to bed now then.
Head out to the stables where he sleeps.
Oh.
He doesn't like being under rooftops too much.
Oh, well, that's convenient. Okay, so everybody heads off to bed. I assume that Vedeketh manages to get himself a hot bath. Presumably, Sasha has to assist with this in the end, because otherwise it wouldn't happen. And we roll on to morning. There's breakfast being served. The barkeep is serving coffee. Coffee is important in all fantasy settings, so coffee is available. Yeah, a new day awaits. How are we doing?
I need an espresso.
The barkeep narrows his eyes at you a little bit. I'm sorry, you. What?
Oh, sorry, a small cup of black coffee.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he gives you an ordinary coffee, but just in a really small cup.
Thank you.
You get like a thimble full of coffee.
Yeah.
Probably charges you 3 times as much.
Yeah, probably. Coffee's, I mean, coffee's not a widespread thing, so yeah, it's quite expensive.
Galway was already sat downstairs when you came down.
Are you at the bar or on the table?
Well, he's actually had a seat next to the table. He's not that sort of person on the tables.
Oh, right. Yeah, fair.
Speaking of that sort of personal tables, in walks Vedeketh.
I just fed you the line, didn't I?
You did. Thank you for that. He is feeling remarkably refreshed this morning. Possibly, you might describe himself as radiant. Paladins, eh?
Does the
So-
sunlight
He brings his
hit
own
you on the-
natural glow.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does the
Yeah.
sunlight hit you on a certain way?
I was gonna say, do you
Oh,
get
yeah.
you get to the bottom of the stairs, and there's a shaft of light through an upper story window that just hits the bottom of the stairs. So as you get to the bottom of the stairs, you have a real kind of like catwalk moment, just like in the sunshine, golden,
Absolutely.
glowing.
Is your surname Maybelline by any chance?
Maybe it is. Maybe I was born with
Maybe
it.
he's born with it. Yeah. Yeah. So breakfast all round.
Yeah, breakfast is a good idea.
So I imagine it's kind of bacon butties, something like that.
I do hope so.
Yeah. Barkeep and a serving lass are putting out coffee and bacon butties on the table for everyone that wants them.
Um, oh, does the does the inn have a resident cat?
Yes, I mean, it is an inn after all.
Mm-hmm.
There is a black and white cat. In fact, there are two cats. There's a black and white cat that is bathing in a sunbeam and having a very nice time and looks very happy, but has a slightly unapproachable air to it. And there's a big ginger cat. And the
Oh,
big ginger cat is stuck in a corner and it's staring at the wall. And you sort of get the impression that the ginger cat is not the brightest tool in the toolbox.
Oh,
I'm going to take my bacon butty over to the ginger cat and eat it with the ginger cat,
The
feeding
ginger
him
cat is
bits of bacon.
very happy to have some company. It's one of those cats where every time you give it a piece of bacon, it has to think about whether this is like why
Yeah,
this is happening.
yeah, he like keeps sniffing it and then takes it out of my mouth, out of my hand, and holds it in his mouth for a bit,
Yeah.
and then he chews it. And then he goes back to staring at the wall, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, "Would you like some more bacon?" And we just sit there. We sit there having breakfast like that, me and the cat.
At some point, like a small furry rodent appears out of a hole and like runs almost across the front of the ginger cat and disappears into a different hole. And about 3 seconds later, the ginger cat
oh,
pounces. Nowhere near the mouse at all.
you tried.
He tried. He tried his very best. Any other breakfasting? We ready for the road?
I just finished my thimble.
Is it too much to ask that you have supplies for the road?
Like food and things like that.
Yes.
I have walk-ins and food, yes.
I could probably rustle stuff up along the way if need be.
We can sell rations, shouts the innkeep.
Yeah, you can.
I'm sure some of you are used to more refined eating than foraged food. He does seem to glimpse to a certain person in the group at that point.
Are you saying there's something wrong with foraging? Surely not.
There is nothing wrong with foraging.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad we're on the same page about that.
Berries are yummy.
Nature provides when it is most needed.
Nature provides all the time. Who could argue with that?
Exactly.
Who could argue with that? I'm going back to talk.
This conversation of foraging and nature providing, Vedicast just rolls his eyes. What have I let myself in for? Sasha, are you ready?
Yeah, sure. We have some rations, right?
Yeah, we should have some. They're in your backpack.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like mine.
Yeah.
Get eaten.
I'll Such just checks if we have enough.
Let's be honest, Vedicast is probably full of hair care products.
Yeah.
You're not entirely wrong.
Well, that and probably something to polish the armour.
Definitely armor polishing cloths.
I'm
That's
sure
not
he
a
enjoys
euphemism.
polishing stuff on a regular basis.
Oh. Meow. Okay.
I bet
As-
nature provides all of your hair conditioning products too. No.
Mary, is that you? And then, so yeah, the mention of polishing armor just casually lifts back one corner of his cloak, and the gleaming chainmail underneath demonstrates everything anyone needs to know.
Okay. Are we ready to set out?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, so I imagine you settle up with the barkeep. The barkeep says to Galray, "Good seeing you, friend. We'll see you back in a few, 10 of the month probably."
I hope so. It should have been more than a 10-day at most.
Excellent. So you start heading out. So you make your way through the city, through the upper city, round through the outer city. across and out onto the coastway. So here we are. We're going down the coastway, all the way down to Candlekeep, which you can see on the map there if you're in the if you're in the Twitch. I'm not gonna play out the whole thing. Somebody roll me a d20.
Do you want me to do it as the survival expert?
Yeah, just roll me a d20.
16.
Okay, day number 1 passes without adventure. You stop and make camp for the night. I imagine there's some whining from at least one party member.
Did we bring wine?
I think that's a silly question in one case.
Did you bring
Oh.
wine?
As Vedeketh reaches into his backpack and pulls out not 1 but 2 skins of wine, looks at them longingly, and then passes one around. He puts the other one away for later.
I will refrain.
I have a small, very small beaker in my backpack, which I fill with this wine and try some.
It's about grape size.
Yes.
Amazing.
I will go out and do some foraging just in case, just to add to the rations, add some freshness to it.
Are you going foraging?
Yes.
Would you care for some company?
Oh, please do. If you know your way around.
Indeed. Nature will provide, like you said.
Exactly. Her lady willing.
Okay, if you're going foraging, can you roll me some intelligence nature checks to see? Oh no, all wisdom survival.
How about
Wisdom
22?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, you have a really good haul of foraging stuff. You find lots of berries and you find some mushrooms. You know which are the safe mushrooms. And yeah, all sorts of things. You probably get like
Don't pick the ones with doors in.
No, definitely don't pick the ones with doors in. You probably get 2 full days of rations, equivalent with a 22. EJ, wisdom survival.
Right, this is where my noobishness comes through. What do you want me to
No,
roll?
that's okay. So these are skills checks in Dungeons and Dragons on your character sheet, which I actually don't have in front of me. Let me just pull that up. We have got you've got a bunch of skills.
Yep.
In the column. So what have you got here? Let's have a look. You have got +2 to nature, and you've got a +2 to survival as well. So roll a d20.
Okay. That looks like a 20. 19.
Oh, add 2 to that. 21. So that's also a very, very good roll. So you also get 2 days worth of additional rations in like berries and mushrooms and all sorts. Wonderful, tasty things for you to eat.
Well found.
So you head back to camp.
Indeed. While we've been out, I've been picking Galray's obviously very good knowledge about mushrooms because it's something I'm less sure about, and I was very pleased to learn to avoid the ones with the windows in them.
Yes. It's a very important rule. No eating mushrooms with doors or windows in them. Yeah.
I apologise now for having plagiarised a certain author.
It's an author we're all familiar with. That's absolutely
Yes,
fine.
we may know him. Yeah.
Okay, so you.
I'm not trying to remember which book it was, but.
Yeah, no, I don't know the answer to that question off the top of my head. I have to say.
Likely something with Granny in it.
Yes, it has to be something with Granny.
Something on those, one of those.
I think one of the early ones. Anyway.
Yeah.
So you go back to camp. You can make a really quite a decent evening meal with your foraged foods to to add to the rations that are available. You bunk up somewhere safe for the night. The coastway is like, it's a long way and it's not an entirely safe route, but it's not a terribly dangerous route. It is a defined road in Faerun. So yeah, you have an uninterrupted night's slumber. You probably take it in turns to do a watch, but that's okay. So day 2, somebody roll me a d20.
Let somebody else do it.
All right, I'll do it. 18.
Uninterrupted day's travel. But you're making very good time. Are you learning anything about each other on the way?
I'm just observing the relationship between Sasha and Vedika, mostly.
Yeah, okay. So
Yes, I'm sort of equally fascinated, and I keep sidling up to Fizz, and I'm like, did you see that? Is that our siblings always like that? And making little sort of commentary as we go along.
Okay. So the gnomes are palling up and are inspecting the unlikely siblings. So you make camp again at the end of day 2.
I shouldn't need to forage tonight, because with the help of my young gnomish companion, we seem to have done well.
Okay, so yeah, another good meal is had. Another uninterrupted night's sleep. You're somewhere just past the Cloakwood at the moment. Day 3, somebody roll me a d20.
I'll do this one, if that's okay. With my shiny dice on D&D Beyond. We have a 14.
Yeah, okay. So it's a little bit harder going. The weather is a bit worse this day. It's one of those really drizzly days. So that's
Of all the people to roll bad weather, it had to be Vedika.
Yeah. So it's that sort of drizzling that just kind of gets into everything.
It sticks to you.
Yeah, you've got your cloaks wrapped really tight around you, but it's just getting through the wool, and everything's really heavy and really annoying. So you're almost past the Cloakwood now. But yeah, you're all moods are a bit low by the time you make camp this evening.
Galway's probably used to the weather. It's probably the moaning from certain quarters that's probably getting to him more than anything else.
Yeah, Vedika has decided definitely wine o'clock.
It's wine o'clock somewhere.
It's always wine o'clock somewhere. Cheers.
Yeah.
Any special activities at camp tonight?
I take out my prayer book, and because I didn't buy a special book, but as I explained to the party, my plan is to take my prayer book, which they probably have at the library, but write something in it to make a whole new book.
I will point out to them that if you present a book to the library, they do keep it.
Oh, that's all right.
It is payment to gain access. So, well, you don't gain access to the actual keep, you gain access to their services. Don't expect to go in amongst all the books yourselves.
Oh.
You ask, they will provide the information and access to books, but you don't go into the library yourself. They bring them to you.
Oh, I see.
Well, at least that's what I've been told happens. I've never been in the main library itself.
Well, I'm not sure I'll miss this book. They can definitely have it. I mean, did you know, though, that dragons have honeycomb bones? There's a fact for you.
I will
See?
take your word for it. I've never been that close to them.
Not just a pretty face.
Actually, quite fascinating.
Would you like to have a read of the book, Juniper? I'll get it out for you if you want.
That's very kind of you. I would love to. Thank you.
And rummage in my bags, pull this book out, and then realise that it's quite a big book. And Juniper's
no.
only little. So,
I'll rest it on my bedroll. There we go. That'll keep it off the ground. That'll be fine. Thank you.
okie doke. Pass it over. Gently pass it over. Don't want to squish the little one.
That would be an unfortunate start to an adventure. I've squashed my gnome colleagues. With a
Actually,
really
where
big
she's quite
book.
small, couldn't you just put it on its ends and turn it into a tent for them?
Not that small.
Well, then now you've given me an idea. Oh, never mind.
Okay, so quiet night in passes reading books.
Yeah, I was going to ask
yeah.
the group if someone has any exciting stories I could write down, or not exciting stories, just fun stories.
Oh. Things to make your book more unique.
Yeah. So the main story is about a dwarf called Sasha and the brother called Vedi, and they go on adventures. And now I need adventures.
Do you want to have a look in my book?
Yeah.
I passed.
So if I think like exciting gnome stories, it will show me something.
You might do. You never know.
Ooh, I would like to try that, please.
I passed the book over, and let's see what happens.
I'll think exciting gnome stories and open it.
And sitting on the page of the what's it called, the Encyclopedia Pneumatica,
Yeah.
there is a very exciting story about a gnome who tries to ride like an ordinary horse, which is obviously quite a feat for a gnome. And the horse and the gnome get up to lots of exciting adventures. They make friends. They go on lots of exciting adventures. They become quite famous in their corner of Faerun. It's quite an involved tale. It goes on for some pages.
She has everything.
Yeah, gnomes and horses and adventures.
I will
Let's
admit,
go.
I've not. Before I left the woods, I didn't really meet the horse that big before. Then walked past the stables outside the pub earlier, and I was a bit scared I was going to get trampled, to be honest.
Definitely a valid fear.
So it's even more impressive.
The stable hands are pretty good there. They keep things under control.
I'm sure, but they're still wild, right? Are they tamed? I don't really know.
They're reasonably tame. They are still shy at things that disturb them.
Oh, they get spooked. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, well, I hope I'll have to remember that. I don't want to startle one.
Yeah, it's a bad idea, startling horses.
Yes.
They're like my limited experience. They're like very, very, very big bunny rabbits. You know how the bunnies back in the woods. You know how as soon as anything happens, they're like, even if it's something they've seen like 100 times before, they go and hide and make a huge fuss about things.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what I think horses are like, but a lot bigger.
a lot bigger.
A lot bigger, like a lot bigger.
For some reason, I'm now imagining a horse-sized rabbit. For some strange reason.
Yep.
Maybe that would help.
Conversely, Vedeketh is imagining a rabbit-sized horse.
Oh, that's adorable.
Do you want to look in the book?
No, it's fine. I don't do colouring books. I don't do books at all, let's be honest.
There might be pictures in there for you to look at.
Why was there? What? Sorry. IRL. There was just a big crashing noise, and the cat has appeared, like right at my feet. What the fuck is going on?
Rabbit-sized horse.
Yeah.
What, calico cat? Yeah.
Yes, the cat just appears from nowhere in the middle of our camp.
Yeah.
It's not that big ginger one. It's got lost coming
I was
out.
going to say,
looking for...
did it follow
I don't
Jennifer?
quite know
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, the cat seems fine. I am not going to go and investigate the crashing noise now, but there was a crashing noise. Okay. So you're the night is wearing on. The weather is easing up. It's another quietish night on the road. Where did we get to? Day 4?
Start of day 4.
Start of day 4. Somebody roll me a d20.
Who's
EJ?
not done one yet?
Yeah, EJ, roll me a d20.
Okie dokie. 14.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. The weather is again, it's a little bit suspect. It's quite cloudy today. It's getting quite dark. You can begin to see the edges of the coastline are drawing in. You can see cliffs and it quite stark, like there's lightning. It's a bit grim looking now. And obviously you've been on, this is the 4th day on the road. So maybe tempers are wearing a little bit thin. Spirits a little bit low.
My little feet are a bit sore.
Your little feet are a bit sore.
You've got most of the way there. Won't be
Been
long now.
exciting so far. Can I ask, has it been busy?
It's been thrilling.
You've seen a few people on the coast road. It's not the coastway is it's a very established footpath. You've certainly passed other people. You feel like maybe things are thinning out a little bit now. As you're getting away from Baldur's Gate, the traffic is thinning. There's not that you are still seeing people, but maybe only in groups every few hours, not massive numbers.
Vedeketh noticing that brain work has complained about having sore feet without making a big show, which is very unlike him. Takes hold of his pendant, mutters a couple of words, and then casually taps Fizz on the head as he walks past, and uses a little bit of lay on hands just to make your feet hurt less.
Oh, gosh. What was that?
What are you on about?
You touched me and now things don't hurt anymore.
Oh, I must have just brushed past you. It's hard to tell where, you short ones start and finish.
Well,
Perhaps it was the thought of being close. Your mind is telling you it doesn't hurt so much.
well, whatever you did, it's appreciated.
Didn't do nothing, mate. Honest.
Sure.
So so the day is drawing to a close. The weather is getting a bit worse. You are settling down for the night. Any evening things today?
I just hold out the beaker and just look over at Vedeketh.
You waggle it slightly.
More, please.
I daren't offer any of the bottle I got from the bar. If not, I somehow think physically on the floor.
I'm not that far from the floor.
You haven't tasted what was in this bottle.
Yep, there's still a small amount of wine left, so that we can share that out. What's left of it? For
Share
sure.
out what's left of the wine. Okay.
If it helps get the mood up, by probably mid-morning, we should see the road towards the keep.
Oh, exciting.
We are getting close.
Okay. So you settle down for the night. The weather eases up a little bit, but it's not great. It's not great. But yeah, you're hoping that you're near the end of your journey now. So you get up in the morning.
This is the Sword Coast. This is relatively balmy for once.
Yeah, I mean, none of you have been electrocuted yet, so that's quite exciting.
I'm not the one wearing metal.
Indeed, indeed. There's a lot of lightning on the Sword Coast, so you know. So you get up in the morning, and you break your camp, and you start to wander down the road. And as you are meandering, you come across
Dun, dun, dun.
a wagon wheel. As in the wheel of a wagon, not as in a chocolate
Is it
bar.
jammy?
We suddenly trip over a large chocolate biscuit.
And you can see you should be able to see like a broken wagon ahead of you. So there's just some signs here that an altercation has occurred.
Put my hand up just to stop them.
Could we take a bio break, please? Before we get into it?
Yeah, we can have a quick bio break. Absolutely. Yeah, we can have 5 minutes. No worries.
Thank you.
No worries. Yeah, wagon wheel. I love a wagon wheel too.
Was that no worries or no worries?
Yeah, so we'll pick up again at 10:02 with our wagon wheel mystery. How are we doing, chat room? Maybe I can move the camera so you can see. I don't know if the cat's gonna stay.
I'll be back shortly, folks.
Yeah, you can all nip off if you want. Chat room, how are we doing? I don't know if I can so that. Oof. This is a mistake. If I turn it round. See, the cat is. She's right here. Oh no, I hit the cat with the camera. The cat's over there. Let me go and see if I can get her on the camera for you. Come here. Why don't you sit down?
Aww.
Yeah, action cat cam. How you doing, Equays? How was your Thursday? It's Thursday today. Thursday is a thing. Oh no, she's gone.
Oh, bye.
Bye. Yeah, wiggling ears. Off goes the cat. I wonder if she'll turn up on the other camera. She might turn up on the other camera. It's I have to say, it is quite warm in here today. We've had a lot of sun through the windows. My amazing new blinds arrived today, so I now need to get someone to come and fit them. And then it won't be as warm in here. It was good to watch a board get roasted at an AGM. That sounds like a suitable thing for people who are in a union to be watching. That's always good for a laugh.
I mean, not literally, I hope, because that's going back to medieval times.
Yeah, not roasted. Look, I think Madam is.
Should I also be concerned that all of us have had actually pretty good rolls so far?
I
We're
know.
now about to go into potential combat.
Yeah.
This is not boding well.
Yeah,
I
I'm waiting
know.
for it.
I wanted to know when the combat was going to happen, and you all rolled really well. It's like somebody needs
Like,
to roll
I'm gonna make it happen
When
now.
somebody rolls less than a 10, and I was like, nobody rolled less than a 10. Fuck's sake. Well, day 5, it's going to happen now. Dear me.
Well, you've got to give us our first taste of combat, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I thought so. I thought so. And yeah, just remind us how it all goes and see if I can make Foundry work and all of those kinds of things. The director being told he was
Not
going
that
to
this is combat, of
try.
course. This is purely just a random scene.
Yeah, exactly. This is just a random broken cart. Yes. The director being told he was going to be tried at The Hague for crimes against humanity. Gosh, okay, full on meeting then. That sounds pretty. That sounds pretty full on, Aquaze. Um, yeah, interesting.
Started off with a fight over chocolate biscuits in the canteen, ends up with a hate crimes.
Ends up
Wow.
with crimes against humanity. Oh dear. Let me know when we're all back.
I'm not back. You're just hearing things.
You're not back. I'm just
No,
hallucinating. Okay.
yeah. And believe me, if you're imagining my voice, there is definitely something wrong with you. Right.
Okay.
I'm back.
You're back. But for a bank. Oh, okay. Yeah, proper evil corporation. All banks are evil. Just FYI. Hoping for a climate flash mob. Okay.
Of course it's evil. It's full of white bankers.
Oh.
Sorry, Anne. That's the only way. I only do it out of character.
They are right there, Valian. Come on.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's probably just as well. I'm still apologising.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, like don't do it, but
Yeah, exactly.
you're fine this time. I didn't get it. Please, no one explain.
No, exactly.
But I'm being good. I'm not doing any of it in character. I'm being serious in game.
Yeah, there you go. EJ, you back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Yes, and she's brought her cough with her.
Oh dear. Oh dear. So yes, here we are. You should be able to move your tokens. Each of you should have control over your. Oh yeah, okay.
Everyone jumped on top of each other. It's that sort of group.
Pile them all up on top of each other. See if I can. Yep. Yeah, so here you are. So you've just noticed, as you're walking along, you've just noticed that there's a broken wheel of a cart, and Galray has called the party to a halt. What do?
From where we are, can we see anybody around, or is it literally just a wagon in the middle of nowhere?
How far can you see? I'm actually not quite sure.
Oh,
let's do a zoom out, guys.
I know dark vision 60 feet, but obviously it depends on what the weather's like.
Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 feet. Yeah, you probably can see just a little bit to the south. There's another wagon, and you can see what looks like somebody standing, looking in your direction, and they are holding some kind of weapon. They are holding a scimitar.
I take it they don't look like merchants or humble farmers in any way.
They're holding a scimitar. They are definitely ready for combat, and they are staring in your direction. They don't necessarily look friendly. In fact, they look like bandits.
You would let us down at least once, wouldn't you, my lord? Okay.
What's happening?
I think we may have some people in the road that wish to take up possessions from us. I do hope you can all defend yourselves. I know our dwarven friend has told us they can.
At this point, Vedeketh throws his cloak off dramatically. Like backwards, like Aragorn style, like...
And probably smacks one of the gnomes around the side of the head with it.
Well, covers them up with it. And then picking up his... Hang on, because he's not using maul anymore, because it was a bit broken. What does he use again? Great club. It's like a small maul. He steps in front of the party, points with his free hand down the road, and says something along the lines of, "Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough."
And with that, we will roll for initiative. Let me see if I can get this to work in
Oh,
the
bloody hell.
Foundry.
Roll for initiative.
You know, I said our rolls had all been absolutely amazing. I've just rolled a 1.
You're going to roll normal initiative. You're going to roll normal initiative. Galray rolled a 1.
Which makes it a 4 with the addition.
I got 17.
I'm watching the combat and just
Galray.
planning when to attack is the words I'm using. Yes.
Vedikath rolled a 17. So to roll initiative, we just roll a d20. EJ, do you have any pluses?
I got a 14.
Is that with any additions to your initiative?
Bonus.
Don't have any pluses to initiative.
So you rolled a 14.
You're still going faster than me.
I also have a 14 total.
You also have a 14. Okay. Sasha.
5.
5. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Dex after initiative? You're deciding.
Depends. Dex or rollies, whichever. I've seen different ways being done.
Yeah. What's your Dex? Juniper's Dex is 10. What's your Dex, Viz?
13.
Okay, so yeah, you'll go first. Okay. Vedikath, you are up. If you moved in front, you might want to move your token. There is a grid on here. Grid is 5 feet. So you said you did that before combat, so that's fine. What are you doing? You've got these. Can you see the two?
Yeah, see these two delightful chaps down there. I am going to attempt to intimidate them.
Oh, okay. What happens with intimidate?
I think we just do a roll, don't we? A charisma roll.
A charisma roll. Do I have to? Is it a saving throw or is it a
I don't know.
Let's find out. Actions. Yeah. So just for EJ's benefit and for the benefit of anybody who's watching who doesn't know how combat works in D&D, your character can move up to. So 1 round is 6 seconds. 1 round of combat. The initiative order that we've just sorted out is the order that we go in combat. Vedikath is going first because he rolled the highest number. In any round, you get movement up to 30 feet, not 30 miles per hour. Little Oxventure joke for you there. In any direction, and you get an action. So anything on your sheet that is listed as an action, you can do that, and you might also get a bonus action if you've got anything that you can do as a bonus action. So, Vedikath would like to intimidate someone.
And he will shout something along the lines of, "Who are you? Who do you think you are to challenge a son of Tempest?" And with that, my intimidation. Oh, that's great. It's a 7.
What is the how does intimidation work?
I think you just decide if it's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think 2 hardened bandits are going to be intimidated by a 7, unfortunately.
No.
You're living up to your himbo qualities. You've arrived at the front of the pack, and you've shouted something, and they have identified Vedikath as a bit of a himbo, and they're not very impressed. Are you moving anywhere else?
Yeah, I'll move a little bit forward. Oh no, that's the wrong button. Hang on. There.
Okay.
Just to be like really in there.
Any bonus actions?
No, that's my turn.
Okay. Fizz.
Okay, so I'll start moving forward a bit,
Oh, yeah, there we go.
and then at the tip of my fingers, a bit of frost starts to appear. So I'm going to cast Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost. Excellent.
Ah,
What happens with Ray of Frost?
so
Which bandit you're targeting?
the one that's on the left of the map, so sort of a
That's this.
diagonal in front.
Yep.
I'm not. Do you want me to try and roll in Foundry?
You can roll wherever you like. I can update the hit points or whatever is needed.
So that's a 19.
Okay, AC 12. So these bandits have an armor class of 12. So if you roll more than that, that means you hit them.
Okay, so then I'll take a D8.
And this
And,
is 1d8 damage.
and it's a 6.
Okay. All
And
right.
so on a hit, and their speed's reduced until their next turn.
Okay, what's okay? That's useful to know. Any
I don't
other
have a
bonus
bonus.
actions? No, I mean we are in level 1 at the moment, so bonus actions probably won't have any. Juniper, it is your turn.
Hello.
Oh dear.
Well, I think I'm going to stay on a frosty theme. I'm going to move up alongside my gnome friend.
Okay.
I move myself.
You should be able to move yourself. You should just be able to click and hold, left click. You might need to you might need to have token. There we go.
You go.
Yeah.
There we go. Pardon me.
Oh, we
And I want to cast Frostbite.
That sounds like
bandit that we've already been.
Okay, so that's this this bandit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now what do I do?
Okay, so let's have a look at Frostbite. What is Frostbite?
You cause numbing frost to form on one creature that you can see within range. The target must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, well I will make a Constitution saving throw. What is the save for this? You can see on the spell sheet is Con 12, so I need to roll on behalf of the bandit a 12 or more, and I rolled an 8, so I failed.
Ah.
On a failed save, the target takes 1d6 cold damage, and it has disadvantage on its next weapon attack. Okay, so roll me a d6.
Oh, okay. You a 6? You're a 6. A normal die. There we go.
Yeah, normal. 6-sided
I've got
dice.
Oxventure. What does Oxventure mean?
That means you've rolled a 6.
Hooray! I got Oxventure.
Okay, so tell me how this bandit died.
Oh, he he momentarily just looks very stunned, and then looks quite tranquil, and all his features freeze in place from the so he gets little icicles on the end of his hair, and it just slowly he freezes from the tip of his head to the bottom of his boots. And when it hits the bottom of his boots, he just sort of falls over.
Okay. Okay, it's the other bandits go now. The other bandit can just about get within melee range of Vedeketh, just about. And he is going to attack using his scimitar. He rolled an 11.
Oh, that's unfortunate for him.
He did not hit.
He missed.
He missed. Yeah,
He
so
was
he's really freaked out by the fact that his friend just died. So he's gone charging forwards into Vedeketh, and he's like swung his scimitar super wildly and just whiffed it. It is now Sasha's turn.
I think I movement to get there.
Yeah, looked about right.
And I'll smack the bandit with my warhammer. Hopefully. 16 to hit.
16 to hit goes, yes. Roll some damage.
8 bludgeoning damage.
8.
Yeah.
8. Oh no, hang
In
on.
the bandit's face.
In the bandit's face. Perfect.
And I'll shout, the son of Tempest is a bit useless, but I'm a child of Tempest too.
Okay. Amazing.
Sibling rivalry, even in combat.
Yeah, okay.
But like, it's a bit ironic.
Galray.
Right. Unsheath my bow, because I don't need to move if I'm shooting him. And... Oof, 13.
Oof, yeah, just about.
For 5 points of damage.
Amazing. He is down. There we go. We have killed our first bandits.
You can defend yourselves, I'm impressed.
Yeah, there we go. Our first little taste of combat. And they are down. Amazing.
I will retrieve my arrow, of course.
Cool.
My fingers are a bit cold.
Etiketh looks at the gnomes together, and it's like, with a little bit of kind of respect. He's like, oh, the little ones can do the damage.
All right.
I check one of the bandits if he has something interesting on him.
Unfortunately, the bandits don't have very much interesting on them. They've got a little bit of small change, maybe some silver, but there is nothing interesting. These are very opportunist bandits, and they're not very good, which is why you killed them really easily.
While they were searching the bodies, I would have kept an arrow nocked and watching the surrounding, just in case there were others around.
No, it doesn't seem like there's anybody else around. Feels like feels like these were the only people here.
I wonder what happened to the wagons. Why are they here? Why are they like this?
How old do the wagons look? Have they been here for some time?
Yeah, they don't look like they were literally just turned over. Think you sense the bandits were just being a bit opportunist. You don't see any horses here or any oxen or anybody pulling the wagons. So
See what you meant by it's a bit dangerous.
It happens. That's why it's always good to have someone that knows the ropes.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
You can
We
see...
should probably move these bodies.
Oh, yeah. You can see the shape of Candlekeep in the distance now, just silhouetted against the darkening sky.
Is that one bandit still frozen? Or is it he's going to thaw out soon?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's going to be a bit heavy to move.
Yeah.
Just push him over, he'll slide.
Just put him down the ditch.
Yeah.
Just slide him into a nearby ditch.
Yeah, I mean,
Etiketh is looking uncomfortable at the talk of sliding and things.
there's lots of undergrowth at the side of the road here, so you could.
We should use some of this wood from the carts to make pyres for them.
Oh, okay.
They still died in combat. They deserve a trip to the afterlife.
Oh, okay.
Well, and if we use the wood from the carts, then hopefully it won't be a distraction for other travellers.
And also less obstacles for people to hide behind. I'll keep watch while you're doing it.
Oh, okay. So we're building a pyre, are we?
Yeah, I'll start gathering the wood at one place.
Okay. Feel free.
I'm just looking a bit confused and making some notes of what's happening.
Keth, do you always do this after a battle?
I'm a paladin of Tempest, the war god. So
I
I
looked
like,
at him confused.
yeah, I was gonna say, I like to say that, think that you say that in a really like as if that is the only explanation that is required, and then go
yeah,
back to what you're doing. And
yep, that's literally what he does. Yep.
And
And
does
these
I
bandits died gloriously in combat with honor, even though their motives were wrong, potentially, from our perspective at least. They still stood their ground and fought against overwhelming odds. So they have earned their place with Tempest.
oh, so what happens when you earn your place? What does that mean?
Oh, feasting and drinking and, things like that. Afterlifey things. We don't worry about the details. We
And
just
as
have
long
to
as you,
send them.
and this happens as long as you die gloriously in battle.
Yes.
Even if that glorious battle was you were a dirty criminal trying to steal off people.
Well, you don't know what drove them to this point. You don't know their story.
I know that we were just walking along and they were trying to like do us harm.
Desperation drives people to terrible deeds.
Oh.
Maybe
And
they had.
that stops me really stops me, and I just walk away and stop talking to him.
Rediketh is really glad that the small person has stopped talking now, and starts pulling, using his hammer, warhammer, macy, jobby thing. Start breaking up the carts a bit more to try and get the wood into decent sizes.
I assume that you and Sasha, if you do this often, have a sort of methodology to how you build the pyres. This is a thing this is the thing
Oh,
that
yeah,
you
yeah,
do.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is what
We know what
know
we're doing. We're
we know what
experts at
we're
this.
doing. We know how we work together. We know what this looks like.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
if
draw
nothing
some
else,
other
that
pictures.
bandit will defrost quickly.
I come rounding back over. I've got another question.
Yes. Ask your questions, little one.
Would the bandits still get to have all the feasting and the drinking and all of that if you allowed their bodies to return to the earth from where we all come? Do you have to burn them?
It is the custom.
You're talking of the natural cycle, then.
Well, indeed. I don't want to step on anybody's what do they call them? What's that word?
Toes.
No,
The-
but those as well. Anybody's
Customs?
customs. That's the word. Thank you, little friend. No, but surely we're here. Their bodies could nourish the earth and other little creatures that are around. Is that not also something quite valiant for them to have done? Would they still not get the same rewards going onwards?
Rediketh looks at Sasha, who is much more, bigger cleric, much more on point with the finer details here. With a kind of, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you got to the end of Vedeketh's like knowledge about this like religion that he's part of. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
didn't get that far in the book.
Yeah.
No,
It's
exactly,
got
yeah.
complicated at that point.
Yeah.
Stop
All
Yeah,
reading.
I read.
being boozing.
You read the blurb on the back, and I was like, "Yeah, I've got
Yeah, that sounds fine. Yeah.
Can I
Don't need
suggest a
any
comic
detail.
book version of Tempest?
The graphic novel.
Tempest, the graphic novel, is what Vedeketh means. Okay.
There are different deities who do things differently and who focus on different things. This is Tempest and how we do it. like there are deities who like nature more, who would appreciate their followers to let the nature take its course. Yes, we're not those people. We burn shit.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Cleansing holy fire.
That makes sense. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just
I've got
furiously
got
scribbling
things to
notes.
think about. Thank you. Sort
Here
of
to help.
potter off to gather some more wood together to help out with this thing that I'm not quite sure is the right thing, but I'm willing to
But
I'm
this
willing
is
to give
what's
it a go.
happening, so
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm going to be helpful, even though I'm like, I'm sure there's some like animals around here who would like and enjoy the meal, but never mind. Hey ho, on we go.
Yeah, it's a little bit daunting with these, like with these very like sort of finely dressed, full of armor, massive warhammer, being like, "Yep, okay, yep, that's what's going to happen. Okay, yep,
Yeah.
go
I
on
mean,
then."
I'm sort of confident in my own frosty ability, but I also I don't want to piss anybody off quite this early on. So yes, I'm just sort of wandering around, looking a bit confused about what I'm doing.
Okay, so is everyone joining in on the building of the pyre? Galray, are you? Oh, hello. Sorry, that's
I'm keeping watch.
sudden cat appeared.
I'm attempting to draw a picture of what's going on,
Oh, okay. So we're
like a
building a
little
pyre.
like a little visual diary.
Okay.
So we build the pyre, we put the bodies on it, we set it on fire. Slash is going to say some words.
Here we go. Put them over here. There they go. There they are.
There they are. Something that clerics do. Paladins don't do that bit. And then yeah, that's it done.
Okay. So the evening is beginning to draw in. It's beginning to get a little bit dark. You can see that you can see Candlekeep in the distance. Probably you'll just make it to the keep just around nightfall. So you keep wandering. And eventually you rock up at the main entrance to Candlekeep. It's called the Way of the Lion. So you've just come down the Way of the Lion, and you come up to the gatehouse.
And now the fun begins.
Um, and as you come up to the gates of Candlekeep, you see 5 avowed priests of Denier, who is the god of writing. They wear purple vestments, and they're standing at the gates. There's a couple of sort of security people there as well. And they greet you. One of them greets you and says, "Welcome, welcome, travelers. You arrived just before nightfall. Do you know what the entrance toll is to Candlekeep?"
I'll step off to one side.
One of the priests sort of acknowledges Galray with a familiar sort of hand wave.
Is it one of these? And I sort of present my book very eagerly, like a small child at school.
Ah, oh, amazing. Tell me about your book.
This is the Encyclopedia Nomatica. Think of anything about gnomes, and it appears on the page.
Oh, and the priest looks at you and looks at the book a little bit uncertainly and says, "Think of anything." So you mean I should think about a gnome and something will appear on the page?
That's right.
Oh, so the priest takes the book from you and is looking at you quite closely and obviously thinking about you. And then, as before, your image appears on the page with your name. And the priest says, "Oh, gosh, no, I've never seen. I don't. Yes, I think that is unique." He mutters something to an avowed that's standing next to him, and the other priest sort of nods and says, "Yeah, yes, yes. I think that is Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it's amazing. Well, welcome, little gnome. As you come through the gatehouse here, you'll see that there's a bathhouse here. There's also a tavern, and various other services. If you just wait here for a minute, I'll deal with the rest of your party, and then there's a few rules that I need to talk to you about. But thank you very much. This is a welcome acquisition to our library. Thank you very much indeed.
I sort of wander through and kind of look around, sort of slack-jawed, going, "Oh wow, look at this! Isn't this amazing?" I just sort of stand and spin in circles a little bit while I wait.
Who is next? Who is next?
I I cough my way to the front.
Oh, another
and
gnome friend. Hello, gnome friend.
hello. I don't think you'll have seen something like this. And I hand over. It's a little book, even for a gnome. It's a little book, and the title reads "Gnome Way Out: One Gnome's Quest to Be Something More."
Oh, amazing. So I imagine the priest. So this is a little book even for gnomes. So I imagine the priest has sort of laid it on a single, like on the palm of their hand. And it's like, oh, I have some. Hang on, I have some tweezers, and take some tweezers so they can
Think about,
carefully kind of.
like, imagine the Little Book of Calm. If you've ever
Yes.
seen the Little Book
Oh
of
yeah.
Calm, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, so the priest has got some tweezers and a little magnifying glass so that they can easily see the book that you have offered. Oh, this is oh yes, this is very interesting. It's very interesting. I don't know if we've got one of these. Let me I just need to check. So the priest turns to a colleague and who goes running off towards the famous emerald doors of the inner part of Candlekeep to check whether there is already a copy of this book in the library or not. Because they do not use electronic indexing in Faerun.
Well, while we wait, can I ask Fizz? Fizz, you know your book that you gave them?
Hmm.
Does it? I know when you think about a gnome and it then produces like maybe an image or some words about the gnome or the gnomish event that you've thought about.
Hmm.
Do they then stay in the book or do they vanish after the person's read them?
Well, the way I look at it is that once it's left for hands, it's off the page. The person has to then remember it again.
Oh, so it's a it's almost like a brief memo, and if you need to take that information in at the time, it's not like somebody can flick back and get perhaps exactly the same thing a second time.
It might appear that way. There might be a few words different. Depends how well they remember you.
You say that you've got another one of these back in your village.
There's loads of them. There's probably about 10 volumes of them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The priest, hearing this conversation, says, 10 volumes of this the same book?
Oh, there's one for any race that you can think of.
Oh, I see.
That one's just the gnome one.
Oh, oh, fascinating, fascinating. So this is a unique book.
I don't think anyone else has a copy of it.
Yes, yes. It's important to us that the book is unique. You see.
Well, I hope you enjoy the Pneumatica.
Yes, I'm sure we will. We do have some gnomish scholars here, so I'm sure they will enjoy reading it. Who is next from your party?
Vedeketh will stroll casually towards the priesties.
The priest looks at you with a very appraising eye. It does a bit of an up and down. You have questions about the about how priestly this priest is based on the way he's looking at you.
Yeah, I'm getting that. I'll get the book I brought out of my bag.
The priest goes to take it and slightly fumbles because he's not really paying attention to the book. Oh. Hi. Lovely to meet you.
Benicat gives him a look with a little bit of a raised eyebrow.
Yes. So tell me about your book.
Well, it's a book I came across a little while ago. Let's not go into the details. But I was told it is not of our realm,
Oh.
um, which makes me feel it may be very rare and unique. I heard you are into that sort of thing.
Well, yes. We got the priest blushes.
Um, it's called The Flight of Dragons. It's from what I can tell, the words get very long and complicated. Um, a scientific explanation of why dragons can fly
Wow. Okay.
and how they breathe fire. I mean, we all know it's magic, but
Yes.
um, anyway, this guy called Peter Dickinson, um, actually called that, by the way. He wrote this book, and like I said, I've been told it's not from around these parts.
Okay. So another priest. At the mention of dragons and other realms, another priest has come over, um, and there's a lot of excited chattering. Um, as the priests flick through the book, and they look at each other, and they're sort of looking at you and like, oh no, I do, oh, no, this is different from the other one. Yes, no, I do think this is yeah, no, I think this meets the correct. Yes, this is a wonderful donation. However, did you come across such a unique tone?
Let's just say it fell into my hands. Quite literally, actually. Um, it's a long story, and we've been traveling for days.
Yes, of course. Did you come from Baldur's Gate?
We did.
Yes, that is a long journey. That is a long journey. Well, this is definitely an appropriate donation. So thank you very much. We will treasure it. So please come through. Um, as the priest is gesturing you through, a runner comes back from the Emerald Gate and confirms that Juniper's donation is indeed a new donation to the library. So we're doing well so far. Everybody has been ushered into the court of air. That just leaves our dwarven friend.
Yes, hello. I take out the book. This is Adventures of Sasha, and yes, he's single. In case
Oh,
you wanted
oh,
something.
oh, oh,
Oh, your sister, the wing woman.
oh. The priest is very flustered indeed. So flustered that another priest steps forward and says, please tell me," and is slightly glaring at the original priest. Please tell me about your book, whilst I remind my colleague about his vows.
Well, you have well? Oh, that's boring. Sorry.
Yes,
Adventures of Sasha.
we're all about the books here. Books. We're all about the books. We're a library. The books are very important. The priest is side-eyeing the other priest.
I go to put my hand up and say, but actually there are books, and then I went, no, never mind.
The new priest now looks completely scandalized. We don't have those sorts of books in here. This is an institution of learning. Good grief.
No.
Well, it would definitely be a learning experience.
Now both priests are looking quite scandalized. Your book, please, dwarf friend.
So, if you don't have those books, I'll just give me a second, please. And I turn my background and tear out like 3 pages from the book.
I don't want to know what they feature. Not with Rekka. Redicus, right?
Quickly hide them in my pocket and go, so, Adventures of Sasha do not have any of that. Don't worry. It's about a dwarf called Sasha. They go on great adventures. with their brother. There's a horse at one point. It's very exciting, and they also follow Tempest, so there are also prayers to Tempest.
The priest takes the book from you slightly gingerly, and looks quite hard at the cover before opening the book. The other priest is just basically the other priest is like, he's bright pink. He looks like he would like the earth to swallow him up. He's not contributing to this discussion in any way. So the other priest is like, oh, damn, I need another friend. A third priest has come over. There were 5 of them standing at the gate, and it's towards the end of the day, so it's not like there's a queue or anything. And the other priests have now come over to be like, what's up with Dave? Like, what's going on over here?
I will lean in towards Vedeketh and just whisper, it's all about books. There's nothing about running your finger along the spine and flicking through his pages.
So the 2 new priests have a look at the book. They're slightly confused. You see them sort of flicking through what is probably a list of like rules and regulations. We're gonna have to send a runner. Just bear with us. So they send a runner to the Emerald Door. You will spend 15-20 minutes standing around. It's getting quite dark. But it's not raining, so that's nice. And the runner comes back and says, it meets the letter of the criteria. Okay. Well, thank you very much for all of these very generous donations. All the people who enter Candlekeep must agree to the orders of accordance. These are the rules by which Candlekeep operates. So I just need to let you know about the rules. They're very simple. No fighting. We believe in debate and discussion. We do not fight at Candlekeep. No stealing. Especially no stealing of the books. I need to let you know that the whole area is warded. We have a lot of theft protection. Every single scroll, book, any other work in the library is protected by a ward. So if you attempt to remove it from Candlekeep, it will simply reappear in its rightful place. So there's really no point. We will be very annoyed if you attempt to steal. But there's no point in trying because it's warded anyway.
Vedeketh's like, who would steal a book? I mean, who would do such a thing?
Yeah, the priest
Horrid people.
Someone that could read.
The priest is staring quite directly at Vedeketh when this statement is made. No copying. We permit you to take notes from the books in the library, but if you wish to make a full copy, you need to visit the House of the Binder in the court over the other side, and he gestures to the other side of the court where there's looks like a printing house and binding place, and you must get those scribes in the House of the Binder to create you copies of the work. You may create notes of your own, that's absolutely fine, but yeah, no copies of full works, and no damaging, marking, or otherwise modifying the books. If it's a part of the Candlekeep collection, you mustn't draw on it, or turn the page corners down, or damage the books in any way. Do I have your agreement to the orders of the accordance?
The more he's been talking, the more aghast I've been looking. And I'm like, people do that sort of thing? No, obviously, no. I would never damage a book. No. The very thought. The the bit you said about sort of you can sort of. When does copying? When do you tip over? Because obviously you like to have unique. You the idea of like you hold unique items. So when does it become which How much do you copy before it's no longer a unique item? How do you know that?
Well, you can have a whole copy made of a book, and it'll be stamped to say it's a copy by the scribes. But you have to pay to have it done by the scribes at the house of the binder. You can't sit and copy it yourself. You can take notes, copious notes. Obviously, we're all scholars here, so that's absolutely fine. Copious notes are fine. But you can't sit and copy the whole thing out verbatim. You need to pay the scribes at the house of the binder to do that for you, and it'll be stamped in that case to say that it's a copy and that it's an authorized copy, and that you've paid to have that done.
Thank you.
It's all very interesting. Of course, I'm fine with the terms you've laid out.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. And what about our half elf and dwarven friends here?
Yep, I'll behave.
I mean, I'm still stuck on the whole stealing thing. I mean, can't imagine somebody would do that. Never mind the rest.
Very good.
Absolute animals.
Yes, yes. We think so. We do think so. Yes. Welcome to Candlekeep. It is quite late this evening, so I assume that you'll be wanting to have an evening's respite at the hearth, or like the house of rest is down in the corridor here. That you can have lodgings for the evening, and then in the morning, if you let us know what it is that you want to be studying, we will provide you with a study room and pull the books that you wish to read. So I will let you go about your evening. So the evening is now getting quite late. The clouds are drawing in. Night is occurring.
I'll show them over to the hearth. I've got supplies for them anyway.
Yes, the priest nods you through and is like, "Oh, good evening, Galray. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. We've been running low on
Good
those.
to see you too, brother.
We've been running low on those herbs."
I got them here as quick as I could.
Yeah, we understand. We understand. It's good that the supplies have arrived.
As I'm leading across the courtyard, I will stop and point to the bathhouse for Vedeketh.
If you
Bath
can
and
read my
steam
mind, I was
house.
just about to say that.
Yeah, bath and steam house.
So Vedeketh is going to start like meandering over to the bathhouse, and he's going to be a little bit coy at this stage, and he's going to look at the priest from before, and he's going to say to said priest, "Oh, bathhouses can be terribly confusing things. Don't suppose anyone here could show me how to use it, could they?"
The priest is very pink, and is looking at the floor and is looking at the sky and is like doesn't really know what to do, and eventually realizes that all of his friends, because it is the end of the day, so the gates have closed as you've come in, and all of the other priests have removed themselves back to their lodgings, which are probably beyond the emerald door. And you can see he's caught between a person has like a visitor has just asked for some directions, and an undercurrent that he doesn't really understand. And he's a customer service agent, right? So he falls back in customer service. But yes, of course, sir. I could absolutely show you how the bathhouse works.
Just turn to Sasha. Is he always like this?
Yeah, usually. I mean, I can't really judge him. I sort of enabled this, but yeah.
I shout over to Vedikev as they're walking up and say, "No wine tonight, then."
I'm sure whining will happen, but don't worry, they've got it in the tavern as well.
Oh, best not think about that.
Well, I suppose there was nothing in the rules about liaising.
So the priest and Vedic disappear into the bathhouse. Are the rest of you heading over to the hearth?
Oh yes.
Anything you want to do before resting up for the night, or
The priest. Sorry, what?
I'm leaving you. There is a veil is drawn over what occurs in the bathhouse.
Fade to black.
It gets steamy, I suppose.
The bathhouse situation is
What happens in the bathhouse stays in the
stays
bathhouse.
in the bathhouse.
Yeah.
So yeah, day one we've corrupted a priest. Good going.
Not all of us, thank you.
Yeah, please, excuse me.
I mean, it took zero effort.
Yes, I'm just here to get my pay for the herbs.
You've done a lot of polishing to have that sort of effect, so you know.
Exactly.
His friends abandoned him. The priest had no idea. He's just attempting to provide good customer service.
They're just having a very serious debate.
He was genuinely concerned that this customer might get lost. Any other actions before the evening?
No, I think as long as we find something, you know, some food and some probably restorative wine.
Yes, about that.
I think that's probably where we're at, eh?
Yeah.
They do have some good stuff here.
Okay. And then I think that is a good place for us to leave our adventurers for the week. So well done, you've made it into Candlekeep.
Hey!
Objective complete.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
somebody's completed an objective anyway.
Yeah, somebody's definitely completed an objective. Yeah. So there we go. Thank you very much. Chat room, I hope you enjoyed a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons this fair evening. Something different for you all. I think that, well, we raided Demi yesterday. Cell is doing stuff today, so I'm going to hit you off in the direction of Cell Heals. Because they are in America, so they're probably not logging off at 10 p.m. So, chat room, thanks so much for joining us today. I will go and be nice to Cell. They're amazing. Watch some World of Warcraft. And we will be back on Monday for some Mythic Plus action. So I hope you enjoyed the D&D. Let me know what you thought. And I will see you in a couple of days. Take care, everyone. Bye. Let me just